China finishing 5th in the previous Paralympic Games and 5th ranked. So we're looking for those two teams to step to the market. Before we go into the preliminaries of the game, Gordon, we could inform our audience. I know we've seen the video trail, but let's go through the key points. We've not spoken about the libero, and we do have a libero on court. He's dressed in red, number 2 for China.
The libero player is a crucial player Well, a very good morning from me, David Oates, from London 2012 in the XL South Arena. We have back-to-back quarterfinals from the men's sitting volleyball tournament to come in a couple of hours' time. A last 8 game between Russia and Brazil. To kick us off, though, the first quarterfinal is between the undefeated Germans there in the black and China. Germany so far have made light work of Morocco and Great Britain. They won a tough game against Egypt 3-1. All the sets in that game were very close indeed. They just came through 3-2 against Russia, 15-13 in the final set there. The first point goes the way of the Chinese. I think China, by contrast, very fortunate to be in the last 8. They were beaten convincingly 3-0 by Bosnia, Herzegovina, Iran and Brazil. That's out, so that's a point to the Germans. Equals it up at 1 apiece. Solitary victory for the Chinese against Rwanda has carried them to this stage, but they will have to raise their game considerably to advance any further. The Germans then are the hot favourites. A good start from the Chinese. Very, very well placed that by Ding, the number 13. One thing you, I'm sure, will quickly notice is, apart from this man, Zhao, who is 6 feet 6 inches tall, the Germans, who equal it up there at 2 apiece, enjoy an absolutely massive height advantage, which is very important, particularly with those positions close to the net. I'll give you the stats in a moment that bear that out. China will rely on their athleticism. Best rally of the match so far. Spike comes in from the Chinese number 11, Zhang, but the point goes the way of the German. The spike, which is the shot coming in now, the reach for the spike, 138 centimetres only for the Chinese. That's the average for the team. 150 for the Germans, so they have a 12 centimetre advantage for the spike. There are other ways you can make that up, and China proving that there. 3 apiece. They'll be very pleased with this start, the Chinese. And on the block, which is obviously the attempt to stop a winning shot from the other side, 132 centimetres for China, 146 for Germany. So again, they concede 14 centimetres on average at the block. Good point on there by the Germans. Look out for their number 7. At the moment, he is the 3rd ranked player in the tournament by statistics, as Zhang just prods the ball over the net. That's wild. That is wild. And it's 4 apiece. China privately will be very, very pleased indeed with the way they have started. They cannot afford to let the Germans get ahead. A great shot from Thomas Renger. The tallest players in the German team. Plays for a famous name in Germany, famous sporting club. Most notably, obviously, in football, soccer, Bayer Leverkusen. Plays his volleyball for. That was a good shot. Good shot from the Chinese number 11. Great spike there to equal it up at 5 apiece. That Zhang Zhongmin. Plays in Dalian in China. Beautiful set and spike from the Chinese, who hit the lead now. Well, this really would be a turnaround if China can pull this one off. Very early days, though. mentioned, the Germans have lots of advantages physically, but the Chinese, I think, are just outthinking them at the moment. Good serve again. It's a good block. Great scramble from the Germans. Best point of the match so far. And it's a long way out in the end. But it touched a German hand. So China have an 8-5 lead, and this is totally unexpected. That was very athletic from Herzog, who is the minimal disability player in the German lineup. I expect to see him on the court at all times, really, virtually all times. He's a rare left-hander in the sitting volleyball tournament. Which, as a left-hander, I have to say I'm surprised about. I thought we were 1 in 10 of the population, but haven't seen many left-handed players at this sitting volleyball tournament. Herzog, when he gets round to serving, is one. (9-5) the Chinese lead. But the point back there for Germany. So fine spike from Alexander Schiffler from Leipzig in the old East Germany. Germany trail 9-6 on the serve. One block and then you're allowed 3 shots. That's the block. And a point goes to China. Quarterfinals, Russia against Brazil to follow, then later in the day Egypt, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Great Britain against Iran. Very, very neatly done by the Chinese. We're expecting the power shot. Ding just dinks it over the net, really, into no man's land. 11-6 the Chinese lead. Good recovery, but Germany in the ascendancy from this point. Scrambled back by the Chinese, set well. That's a clever play from Heiko Wiesenthal. Again, going for placement rather than power. Not quite sure what Ding was appealing for there. So the Germans cut the lead to 4 and have the serve. Great spike there from Li Lei of Shanghai. Chinese point. Either side at the moment utilising the libero, the specialist defensive player. Very popular sport at the Olympics as we move into the first time out of the game. Sitting volleyball making its debut at Arnhem in 1980. So what's that, 32 years ago. And the women's event, I have to say I've seen a lot more of the women's event here at London, was added as recently as 2004, but we've seen some splendid games in the women's competition. So every credit thus far to the Chinese. We'll look down the individual stats so far in this tournament. The Germans much higher than the Chinese, but look at those stats. 10 from 19 on the spikes. Germany way down on that percentage. So China playing a really good game and adding another point. I'm not sure that was staying in. That's very athletically done by Germany. That was brilliant. The crowd really enjoyed that, but the point still goes the way of the Chinese. They were always scrambling backwards there, the Germans, and now out. Look at that. That is brilliant. With his left hand, he's not the left-handed player, Alexander Schiffler. And in the end, no answer to the Chinese, who've obviously been keeping their powder dry during the group stage of this tournament, having lost 3 of their 4 games. Another point to the Chinese. I mean, in some ways you have to question the tournament schedule that allows a side that finishes in 4th place out of 5 to reach a quarter-final, but that's the way the tournament is structured. China, at another timeout, have lost 3 out of 4 in the group stage. They only beat the wooden spoonist Rwanda, but they're shocking Germany here. Seeing that final point, the ball out of play there from Jürgen Schrapp, the German captain, and the Chinese rack up another point. Iran and Bosnia are from the strongest in the men's category. Now the Chinese, mentioning that this is a shock, they're very, very strong in the women's. They've won the last 2 events for women. The men's haven't fared quite as well. They're doing well here though. A surprise scoreline, 16-7 they lead. Can they hold their nerve? That was superb. Great rally. Some of the athleticism, you can only sit back and admire really the scrambling defense, but Zhang in the end puts the spike out of play. Oh, but it touched a German hand, so it is China's point anyway. It's a wild serve though. That's a waste really. Really needed to turn the screw there. 17-7 they led. Didn't have to take that unnecessary risk, and now Germany have a point back, but they're a long way behind. It's another German point. Didn't touch the Germany hand there, so Torben Scheier. This time Schiffler can't keep the ball in the court, so Chinese point. The Schlorf comes on. I know we had this problem last night. I think the scoreboard here on your screen has frozen. There's It's a Chinese serve. You can see the little arrow against Germany. That indicates whose serve it is. Take no notice of the score, 17-9 on your screen. It's 19-9 now to the Chinese. Germany need to stage a miracle recovery here. Well, that's his start. You can see the scoreboard in the background now on your screen at the right-hand side. That's the correct score, 19-10. I don't know what's happened to the scoring here. As I say, this happened last night as well. It's a bit shambolic, to be honest. Point one. Germany's Herzog there. 19-11. As I say, ignore that score in the top left-hand corner of your screen. China are leading 19-11. Make that 19-12. Germans just getting up a little bit of a head of steam, and that's another point to Germany. 19-13 they trail. Sorry to labour this point, but do ignore the score on your screen. It's not correct. 13-19. Very delicately done by the Chinese. A good spike, but a great recovery from the Germans. Slowly but surely, they are edging back into this first set. Timeout called. The Germans trail now by 5 as China call the timeout. Well, there you can see the big scoreboard just flickering in and out there, and that is the true scoreline. 19-14 to the Chinese. And their coach Liu Fangqing just trying to calm perhaps one or two nerves. Not too much doubt who she's supporting. Wiesenthal serves. Now that scoreline is correct, as China win another point to take it to 20-14, so they're 5 short. Remember, first 4 sets, first to 25, got to win by 2 clear. If it goes to a 5th set, that is first to 15. Great serve, really fine serve from Li Lei. Now the Germans call a timeout, trailing by 7. The Chinese 4 points away from the opening set. Lee serves again. The Chinese 4 points make that 3 points away from taking the first set. Fantastic block. A beautiful set, but what a block that was from Ding, the number 13. Does Germany make a change? They've no more timeouts in this set, the Germans. China have got one up the sleeve. I don't think they'll use it while things are going so well. Wonderfully done from the left-hander, Christoph Herzog. There's a good serve from Schrapp. And Renger makes no mistake. So the Germans drag the deficit back to 6. And they will serve again. Just patted over the net there. It was an attempt to deceive the Chinese. It didn't work. And China 2 from victory in the opening set as Zhao gets ready to serve. Delicate from Renger, and this time it paid off. (17 plays 23). That's a really wild serve to give set points to the Chinese. To get that ball in court, really. And Zhang does likewise. Just a failure of nerve, really, there. Herzog, back left of the court. Great block from the Germans. That was their number 7, Heiko Wiesenthal. So the left-hander Herzog's to serve again. China with their 3rd set point. Oh, and it's a Chinese point. That touched a German hand on the way out, and China, against the odds, have taken the 1st set. There were signs there towards the end of a German recovery, but they were too far behind to catch up. And China have taken the 1st set by 25 points to 19. Well, that young boy or girl, whichever it was, can say they've seen action at London 2012. They won't remember it, will they? Little babe in arms. Signs at the end of that first set of a German recovery, the first shoots of it. They left that recovery far too late, to be honest. Consequently, China took the first set 25-19 against the much fancied Germans. And remember, it's quarterfinal, it's a knockout. Losers go home here. Trying to continue where they left off. Bing serve again, forces Schiffler to shuffle to his right, but can't keep the ball inside the court, can't find one of his teammates. So 2-0 China. This is how the first set started as well, with the Chinese taking early command. Now, can they retrieve that? One block, the setter, and then the spike. Oh. Oh, well played, the German number 9, the captain Jürgen Strapp. But what a good point that was. There must have been times in that point when both these sides thought they'd won. Again, the delicate touch paying dividends. Wiesenthal then to serve for the Germans. Fantastic block from Thomas Renger. The Germans hit the front. Little careless that from Wang, the captain. Probably have got that back. There's 2 hits by the same player there. Schrapp, double hit there. See the 2 fingers in the air from the official. So 3 apiece, China to serve. Wang serve. Well, there was no returning that. Thomas Renger. A fierce spike. Chinese going to point back. 4 apiece now. Renger, by the way, is the group stage is ranked 22nd by the various skills. Well spotted by the Chinese number 12, Li Lei. China are winning, and they are serving again. Your scoreboard has gone kaput, to borrow a word from the German language. It's 6-4 now to China, and they are serving. German point, they trail 6-5. As I say, take no notice of the scoreboard in the top left. That is wrong. Germany are trailing here 6-5. Well, they're not sure here, the officials, but eventually the point goes the way of the Chinese, 7-5, and they will serve. Now having one or two gremlins with the scoreboard on your screen, but 7-5 China lead here in this second set. But that's a German point. (6-7). Herzog to serve. Now the scoreline is correct again. Timeout called, with China leading 8-6. Just apologise for the problems with the scoreboard on your screen. It's almost like the person operating it just disappears once in every set for a coffee or a cup of tea. So German coach Rudolf Sonnenbichler. Zhao to serve then, with China leading 8-6. Wonderful point, this. Won by the Germans, claw their way back to 7-8. Germany tie it up at 8 apiece. Infringement by the Chinese there. And just when it looked like Germany were starting to look formidable, China hit the front again, albeit just by 1 point. 9-8 their lead now. Full serve. 9 apiece. Torben Scheuer. Well won there by the Chinese number 5, Zhao. He is, by some distance, the tallest player in the Chinese team. Another point to China. They're just edging ahead again, 11-9. Good block from the Chinese. Germans going to point back though, and the serve. Well, the first set went to the Chinese by 25 points to 19. So that was pretty close. This one at the moment is even closer. Wiesenthal to serve. What a shot. What power from Zhang Zhongmin. Good recovery, but to no avail in the end because the point still goes the way of the Germans thanks to Thomas Renger. Scramble back well. Oh, excellent point for the Germans. Renger. Twelve apiece. Infringement by the Chinese. They lifted the buttocks off the floor. There you've got to have some part of your back or your backside on the floor at all times. That's what all those judges are watching out for. Point one back though by the Chinese to make it 13 apiece. China's point. Again, same offence. So China into a 14-13 lead here. Again, the delicate touch of Herzog winning the point for Germany. Nip and tuck. This set is ebbing and flowing. And we're back level again. So Germany, with Renger to serve, are now ahead. It's the first time they've had the lead in the set since the early stages of the first set. So we'll see how China react. And the immediate answer is they react very well. Tied up at 15 apiece. Great point for the Chinese there. Zhang with the block. Timeout called. 16-15 the Chinese lead in this second set. So back after the timeout. And that was sloppy from the Chinese. That was not the start that they wanted after the timeout. Herzog serve left-handed then at 16 apiece. Second set, China 1 up. Good block. Good block again. Good recovery on both occasions by the Chinese. Point won superbly by China there. Well, they are belying their lack of height with some excellent athleticism here, the Chinese. Just nudge into a 17-16 lead. Serve to the middle of the court. Wiesenthal gets it back. China can set and spike here. It's a good block from the Germans. They'll set and spike again. Another point one to the Chinese. Their captain, Wang Haidong, the man who rounded off that point. Super block. Yes, it was the number 14, Torben Schuer. Schiffler off the court now. Stefan Hahnlein has come on. A good recovery from the Chinese, but the set and spike from the Germans, but a great block there from Zhang. Well, Zhang statistically is China's most valuable player. In the group stage, he's ranked 5th in the individual skills, the sets and the spikes and the blocks. Serve won't have done him much good, though, in the individual stats. Team game, though, and China still lead. Oh, great recovery from China. And from Germany. 19 apiece as that point goes the way of the Germans. Wiesenthal, 3rd in the individual rankings. The serve is long. Risky ploy that. Looking to serve the ace. It's gone out, hasn't it? It has. 21-19 to the Chinese, and another timeout called, this time by Germany. Ding to serve. China 4 points from taking the second set, make that 3 points, 22-19. It was a good serve that from Ding. Another good serve. He's one of the shortest players on the court. Germany pull one back. This is a very, very tight second set. Germany with serve with Wiesenthal. Third ranked individually in the stats behind the two Russians, Melin and Savichev. And China did well to get that back. Great spike from Herzog, but good recovery as well. Good block, and now Germany. I was going to say, struggling. That's in. Well, the Chinese put their arms into the air. That, for me, was an excellent spike, just inside the line. Well, maybe not. But it's been ruled that it was touched. Wiesenthal to serve again. 21-22. And there's a hush inside the XL. Great shot. Great shot from Zhoi Hai. Easily the tallest player on the Chinese side. 23-21, 2 points from the second set. This time the serve is good. Herzog with the return for Germany. Germans backpedaling here. That's good defense again from China. And the block back into the court. Chance to set and spike here. Superb from China again. Zhao once more. Whenever he's at the front of the court, they will look to him with the height advantage that he has. Splendid point again, and it is set points now to the Chinese. Germany called a timeout. You can see why. 24-21 they trail. A Chinese point now. And it's a 2 sets lead. Chinese serve. First of their set points. Renga's block. And they've done it. They've done it. 25-21 in the second set. Well, we have a turn-up for the books. Remember, China qualifying for the quarterfinals, 4th in their group. They lost 3 of their 4 games. The only team they beat were Rwanda. But they really have kept their powder dry for the quarterfinals, and now they lead Germany 2 sets to love at 25-19 and 25-21. That was a nerveless set point from the Chinese. Great block, super set and spike. The Chinese number 10, Zhao, rounding off the second set for China. China lead then 2 sets to love. Make or break time then for the Germans. 2 sets down here. At last, they make a decent start to a set. And take the first point. So 25-19 and 25-21. Well, that's out, isn't it? No, just in. Either that or it touched a Chinese hand. China's point. Li Lei, a delicate flick just over the net. So the captain, Wang Haidong, to serve. China 1-2 down in this third set. Make that 2 apiece. Good serve, that. Hand raised in acknowledgement from Wang. That wasn't such a good serve. Straight into the net and gives Germany a 3-2 lead. Have to get this one back. Oh. Superb skills. Superb scrambling from the Chinese. Ties things up at 3 apiece. Well played, Christoph Herzog. Nice variation. No great power behind that. But beautiful placement. Schrapp. Wonderful block from the Germans. Are they starting to find their form here? Captain Jürgen Schrapp to serve. Zhang just lifted his body off the floor to make a shot there. So 6-3 to Germany. 7-3, so Germany at last finding their form. That's a Chinese point though, that hit a German hand. Chinese will want to nip this German recovery in the bud. It's wild from Herzog, but it's hit a Chinese hand and a timeout called with a score of 8-4 to Germany. Amos Renger to serve then, with the Germans leading 8-4, but 2 sets down. Point back for China. Push descends as Zhao serves too long though. Cheap point for the Germans there, 9-5 they lead. Couple of points in succession for the Chinese. Now trailing 9-6 in this third set. That must have hit a Chinese hand. Ball went out from Heiko Wiesenthal. Yeah, just touched their fingers. China's number 9, Wang, their captain. China's point. Again, the deficit back to 3 and China to serve. No Chinese touch on that spike. So now the German lead in this set cut to just 2 points. Schrapp, the captain, with the successful spike. Wonderfully set and wide out, whole court to aim at from that left-hand side. Germans lead this set by 3. That is long though. Point handed on a plate then to China. Great defense. Marvelous point this. Wiesenthal serve with Germany leading 12-9, make that 12-10. Both sides looking to gain an advantage with the serves. There was no touch there from the Germans. It really was far too firm. Chinese point, they're back to within 2 of the Germans. They trail 11-13 in this third set. Best of 5. If China win it, this will be the final set. But they are behind. Good recovery again. That was very, very clever from Herzog, the number 10, the way he just Tip the ball backwards for Renger to spike. Renger to serve. Powerful spike from Herzog, the attempt at the block. Now Germany open up a 4-point advantage. That's a 5-point advantage. Infringement by the Chinese and a timeout called. And Germany looking good in this set. Trailed by 2 sets, but leading 16-11. Thomas Renger then to resume serving. 17-11 now the Germans lead. That's a Chinese point. Block from Herzog, drifting wide. China need a little run of winning points here. Well, they've got 2 on the bounce because that ball was out, that block. So from 6 down in this set, they're now 4 down, just out. German point. Always scrambling there, the Chinese, so German serve. Ignore that yellow arrow. It's a German serve, 18-13. Now it's 19-13. And another timeout called. Germany lead by 6. They need 6 more points to take the 3rd set. Herzog to serve then. It's another point for the Germans. 20-13 now, so they move to within 5 of this third set. Is the tide turning? And another point to the Germans. Alexander Schiffler. And now China call a timeout. They are staring defeat in this third set in the face, but don't forget that they lead by 2 sets. The tide might be turning though. The Germans just starting to establish some dominance. They would argue that they underperformed in sets 1 and 2. You can watch us during the games at paralympic.org. Paralympic.org. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Paralympic Games. That's another point to Germany, edging closer to the third set. You can follow us on Twitter at Paralympic. And you can send us any of your comments on any of the Paralympic sports. Well, China mount a response of sorts. They've won the point and the serve back there, but they're still trailing by 8. Very tough for them now to win this third set. The Germans just getting into their stride. Back points for the Chinese. And even if it's not enough to save this third set, it will give them heart, I think, for the fourth. Great spike from Zhang. Hat-trick of points for the Chinese, and now the Germans, I think this is predictable, have called a timeout. So 3 points on the bounce now for the Chinese. But that is soon ended. That timeout worked for the Germans. Put their heads together. They lead by 7. More pertinently, they're just 2 points away from the third set. Touched the German hand, came off Wiesenthal. So marching back to 6. Make that 5. So something of a rally here from the Chinese. Last 6 points they've taken 5-1. Germany have set points here. 24-18 they lead. Looks set to go into a fourth set. Scheuer to serve. Point to China, though. Might have set them back confidence-wise, the Chinese, had they not got this late flurry of points. What a shot that was from Jin Heng. My apologies, Zhao Kui that was. Another set point to Germany, but the Chinese have really fought back well. That's out. Well, maybe, just maybe. They can't afford a single mistake, though. They've got to win another 3 points to get this back to 24 apiece. The Germans call a timeout. And they've done it. Germany have done it. They've won the third set. 25 points to 21. So reversing the scoreline from the second set. China still lead, but now it's China 2, Germany 1 in sets. All to play for. The fourth set coming up shortly. Set 4 then, here at the XL. China lost the third set, but leading 2-1 in this quarterfinal. First quarterfinal in the men's sitting volleyball. Long rally for this opening point of set 4. Point won by Germany though. Renger it was who reached high and right-handed just flicked that ball back over the net. Equalising point for the Chinese, one apiece. Even though they lost that third set, the Chinese rallied towards the end of it. They won a lot of points late on. Wasn't enough in the end. Point to China. Renger there, lifting his body off the ground to make that shot. So China 2-1. Good return. And likewise from the Germans. Set and spike, really good block though from Schiffler. Powerfully done there by the Chinese. That was Li. With the winning shot, and now he will serve. It's a German point. The ball went out, but it clearly touched a Chinese hand. Spike from Zhang Zhongmin. He is the minimal disability player for China there, number 11, Zhang. It's Zhao, number 10 to serve though. China with a narrow lead. And another point for the Chinese. 5-3, the Germans can't afford to let the Chinese build up a head of steam here. Zhao again with the serve. Real scramble there from the Germans. Chinese can set and spike, and it's into the net, and it's another Chinese point. You are just joining us. The XL. You can watch us paralympic.org. Going to no man's land from Wiesenthal, wins a point back for the Germans. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/Paralympic Games. You can follow us on Twitter @Paralympic. Potentially we still have a shock on the cards here. The much fancied Germans trailing 2-1. Well, it's very, very athletically done. Oh, and they win the point in the end. Well, that shows the value of scrambling to get the ball back. Any which way will do. And the Germans now just one behind. The Germans simply ploughed through their group. Wins, 4 wins out of 4. 2 of them very, very comfortable against Morocco and Great Britain. 2 more difficult against Egypt and Russia. But the Germans prevailed in all of them. The Chinese, and that is a point to China for 7-5. The Chinese in their group. Frankly, were pretty awful. Beat Rwanda, but then lost 3-0 to all the other 3 opponents in their group. Germany close to within 1. They lost in straight sets to Bosnia-Herzegovina, to Iran, and to Brazil. But out of that adversity, they scrambled into the quarterfinals. Another point to China, and 8-6 they lead. Timeout called by the Germans, and they are staring a defeat in the face here unless they can get back into the lead in this 4th set. Ding to serve. These are nervy moments for both these sides. China leading 8-6. It's a German point. There was an offence at the net there from Zhao. Germany have the serve back and trail by 8 points to 7. Wiesenthal serves. They want to get that back, the Germans. This is Herzog. Very, very tight at the net there. Great shot. Jürgen Schrapp, the German captain, makes it 8 apiece. Germans have benefited from that timeout. 2 straight points. Wiesenthal serves again. That is out. Narrow margins do teams win and lose. That was close to an ace, but not close enough. That is an ace. What a serve that was. Wang Paidong, the Chinese captain. No answer to that. Where is it this time? Herzog. It's the ball back for the Germans, put to the back of the court. Scramble here for Germany. It's off a German hand, they've got to get this back. Herzog it is! Herzog with a terrific spike. But an offence called against Herzog. Again lifted. It's a bit harsh. Ruled that he lifted his body, so 11 now to 8. China still with the serve. I think that will be a let. Let called when both teams had their hands on the ball at the same time. German point. 2 behind. They have to win this set. Alexander Schiffler, ferocious spike there. The block nearly diverted the ball towards the crowd. Well, China had started to see their lead whittled away, but now they've got it back out to 2. Zhao to serve. Another offence from, again, lifting the back and the backside off the ground. You can't do that. That gains an unfair advantage, 13-10 now. Shot from Herzog. Really well worked by the Chinese. Teamwork absolutely essential. Smashes, blocks, need to be coordinated really to win points at the net. China led by 3, but it's cut back to 2. The Germans have the serve back with Herzog, a minimal disability player, a left-hander from Leipzig. What a shot. What a shot from Zhang Zhongmin. This will be worth watching in slow motion. Absolutely perfect, just inside the line. Good block. And again, but not good enough. Schiffler brings the Germans back to within 2. And the first to 25 in this set. If the Germans win it and take it to a 5th, first to 15. Lucky net cord there for the Germans, and the ball put out of play by the Chinese captain Wang. So now just a point behind in this 4th set. And that's out. 15 apiece. And now Germany edge into the lead in this 4th set, and China will call a timeout. That's 4 successive points for the Germans. China just teetering a little bit. So the Germans in the lead. They've turned it around in this fourth set. Violation again from the Germans, though. Ties things up at 16 apiece. It's going to be very, very nervy from here on in. Got a touch. Ball went out. Sorry, my mistake. No touch was the verdict. So Germany's point. That's China's point, though. Germany edged back in front. Ever so tight this fourth set. Wiesenthal's serve drops it short. It's 18 apiece. Level pegging again. Any side that can get a couple of points back to back here will pile the pressure on their opponents. Herzog with the set. Great spike there from Schrapp. Wonderful spike from Herzog. And it's Germany now who have won back-to-back points. And the pressure very much on the Chinese now. Oh, it's Herzog again. Herzog again for Germany. 3 points on the bounce for the Germans. And they're within 4 of taking this to the fifth set. Timeout called by the Chinese. Schrapp to serve. Germans 4 points away from taking this fourth set. Another point to Germany. All going wrong at the moment for the Chinese. It's out. It's out from Zhao. Timeout called here. 23-18, the Germans lead. No timeouts left in this set then for China. Germany 2 points away from tying it up at 2 sets apiece. Wonderful skills. Chinese point. Great block. Well, a wonderful demonstration, that point, by both sides of the art of sitting volleyball. Wall of hands there at the net. German point, blocked by the Chinese. The ball rebounding way out of court, and now set points for the Germans. Renger to serve, this to make it 2 sets all. And they've done it. Germany have done it. They've battled back from 2 sets down to make it 2 sets all. And would you believe the aggregate scores are absolutely identical, they're symmetrical. China won the first 2 sets 25-19 and 25-21, and Germany took the third 25-21 and now 25-19. So we go to a 5th and deciding set. First to 15 got to win by 2 clear points. Fifth and deciding set then in the first quarter-final from the men's sitting volleyball. The momentum is very much with the Germans. 2 sets down, now it's 2 apiece. It's the first to 15 in this 5th and final set. Germany to serve, and Germany, I think, with the advantage of having hard-fought games in the group stages. China lost 3 and won 1 in the group stages. So rather fortunate to advance to the final, but they were all in 3 sets, so they've no experience at this tournament of playing 4 and 5 set matches. Germany win the first point. Super spike from Jürgen Schrapp, their captain. Germany, by contrast, won all 4 of their group matches. A couple of them were very easy against Morocco and Great Britain, won them in straight sets. Germany scramble to try to keep the point alive. They look a bit bemused there. But the point has gone to China. Germany also had tough games, 4-setters against Egypt. A couple of those sets were very, very tight indeed. Second point to Germany, they lead 2-1. Against Egypt, Germany won 1 set by 25-22. They lost 1 by 25-23. The deciding set went to 26 points to 24. They also had a 5-setter against the Russians, and they prevailed in that one by 15-13 in the final set. So the momentum is with Germany, and the experience of these long, tough matches is also with the favourites, Germany. And can China respond? Can they play as they did in those first 2 sets? Well, they've got a point back there. They have serve and they trail 3-2. Oh, there was a touch there. The official rule that there was a touch, and it's 4-2 Germany. Don't forget the second quarter-final will follow almost immediately now. It wasn't scheduled to do that, but this has gone almost to the maximum time that they've allowed for these quarter-finals of 2 hours. Another point for Germany. They ease into a 5-2 lead. Second quarter-final will be between Brazil and Russia. Winner of this quarter will play either Egypt or Bosnia-Herzegovina in the semi-finals. Point back for China. The winner of that next quarter between Russia and Brazil will play the winners of Great Britain and Iran. And the German point, 6-3. Remember, first to 15, Christoph Herzog to serve for the Germans. That's a super shot, super spike there from Zhang of China. Our switch ends in a couple of points' time. No answer to that from Alexander Schiffler. Takes Germany into a 7-4 lead. Well played the Chinese there. It's their captain Wang Haidong. Plays his volleyball in Shanghai. (5-7) Chinese serve. Wonderful spike from Jürgen Schrapp. Change of ends now. the Germans to serve with a 3-point advantage. That is cut to 2. Ding serve. Germans backpedaling there. Now can they get to the set and spike? Delicate loft back into the German half of the court. And again from Zhao. Good block. Oh, what an amazing point this is. That's a German point. An infringement there by the Chinese. Well, they were desperately unfortunate there, really. But 9-6 now, the German lead. Timeout called by the Chinese. Heiko Wiesenthal serves. Germany 6 points from victory. China get a point back. Some distance there. Toyless player there, the number 5, Zhao. Winning that point for the Chinese. What a shot from Jürgen Schrapp. Don't get too much subtlety with Schrapp. He tends to go for the big hey-ho. He did that there. (10-7). German serve. Herzog and Renger. Herzog again, but it's a Chinese point. So they're hanging in there, the Chinese. They will not give up the ghost here for sure. Alexander Schiffler for Germany makes it 11-8. At the moment, it looks like the Germans have just a little bit too much. Renger to serve. It was out. It was out from Zhang. Yeah, well left by Renger. One by Schiffler at the net. 12-8. The Germans lead. They are 3 points from victory. 3 points from a place in the semi-finals here at London 2012. super block. Really good block from Zhao. Chinese number 10. Once you block with the ball travelling at that pace, there's very little your teammates can do to react. 9-12. They need a run of points here, do the Chinese. Delicately done by Schiffler, and then he applies the power. And now Germany move to within 2 points of the semi-finals, and another timeout. And Germany take the game to match point with that block from Schiffler, their number 1. He's a tall man, he's got a spike reach of 154 centimetres. Here's match point with Herzog to serve. Wiesenthal tries to win it, but the Chinese respond. And it's a point to the Chinese. Infringement by the Germans. The serve goes to the Chinese, but they trail here by 4. It's still match point Germany. Got to get this back. Zhao has. And it's in, and Germany have done it. They have come from 2 sets down to win and advance to the semi-finals. They were hot favourites coming into this game. They found themselves 2 sets down to the Chinese, the unfancied Chinese. What a comeback from the Germans. They kept their discipline. They kept their eye on the ball. Fought back to 2 apiece. That third set was pivotal, really. It was very, very close. Germany winning it 25-21, winning the 4th 25-19, and now in the 5th and deciding set, the Germans have won it by 15 points to 10. There's confirmation. Germany the victors. They are into the semi-finals. The second quarter-final between Russia and Brazil follows shortly.